Okay, hello there, welcome back. Nice to see you all again. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my experience shooting colour Super 8mm film, and I'm going to be telling you about the cameras that I use to shoot with. So very straightforward. After my last video in which I used my Bauer sound camera to shoot with Kodak black and white reversal film, I decided that I wanted to shoot in colour. Now I could have used a Bauer because there was nothing wrong with the camera, but it was the fact that there was some like lens fogging, so I kind of thought, well, I want to see if I can get some cheap little cameras and have a go at shooting in colour. And that's pretty much what I did. So it's quite straightforward really what I want to share with you. First and foremost, I want to tell you about what film I used. So I went back to On 8mm where I got my last film from, and they're the company that do all the processing, the scanning, the digitisation. And after browsing and having a little look around, I decided to get, I don't know if you can see that, it's a Kodak Colour Super 8mm cartridge with an ISO of 125. So obviously it's low sensitivity to light, and which means it's good for being outdoors, sunshine, bright scenes and shooting. So that was kind of what I wanted to do, was to do more outside shooting, so that's the one I opted for. Overall, the cartridge, the processing, the scanning, the digitisations cost literally just over £100. I mean, like a couple of pound over £100. So can't fault On 8mm. Going to continue to use them, so if you're kind of thinking of getting into Super 8mm filming, I think they're great, but they also offer other things like 16mm, blah blah blah. Go to their website, On 8mm, it'll be somewhere here. So that's the cartridge that I decided to go with, and then, as I said, I wanted to pick up some other Super 8 cameras, so these are the cameras that I ended up getting. So the first one that I got, if you excuse me, come in a really rubbish case, but it does the job, was the Kodak Instamatic M4 movie camera. Now, the reason why I thought this would be a good little camera to play around with is because there's no focusing, there's no nothing. It's literally a box with batteries that makes a motor move. It's that simple. That is the camera. On one side, at the top there, if you can just see that little button, if you press that button, that opens up, you pop your film in, bosh. This side, you put your batteries in there for the actual motor and the light meter. Light meters at the front just here, lens at the front, and then on the top of the camera here, I don't know if you can see that, that's locked at the moment. Let's just click it, you press that down, and that basically makes the camera run. I got that camera for £3, and it works fine. So when you actually start to see the film that I've made using these cameras, the first camera that I'm using is the Kodak, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little title to let the audience or yourself know exactly what camera is being used at what time. So yeah, so that's the M4 Instamatic. You could hurt somebody with this. Okay, so the next camera that I got was the beautiful Canon Super Auto Zoom 814, and I paid quite a bit of money for this. It comes in its own case, lovely hard Canon case. Just turn this around, and as you can see, still in there beautifully. Oh, that was the lens cap falling off. Leave that out. Let's put that back on. Okay, so yeah, this is a lovely camera. I got this camera for £81 from a charity auction website. Wasn't sure if it was going to work, but fortunately it seems to have been fine. Might be slight issues with the light meter, but it probably is more down to my expertise than the camera. So just a quick little look at this. I'm just going to stand up and just show you a little bit more detail. So first and foremost, you got the handle, that clips down. When you want to shut that back up, it's just a case of putting that lever up and pulling it back up. We have functionality here, so at the moment that's switched to off. That's to use the camera to start recording. When you want to start recording, you simply hold this button down and that will start the process. And then this one, if you go down to the RC, which I haven't used, if you can see that, that enables you to use a remote control which you put in there and you can use it without touching the camera. Up your top here you've got your aperture settings, or your manual or your auto aperture, sorry, not aperture, light meter, apologies. The light meter operates with the this area here. Don't know if it's being a bit temperamental or not. To get the film in, you simply pull that flap up, you rotate and you open. Quite straightforward. Haven't had no problems whatsoever. Shut that back up. On the back here you've got the light meter. Sorry, again, making the mistakes. You've got your film meter, so that tells you how many feet of film that you've used. And then you come around this side, and then this allows you to shoot in 12 frames per second, 18 frames per second and 24 frames per second. And there's even this tiny little white dot, you can see it here, and that rotates to show you that the film is moving, which is quite handy. Lens is lovely and clean. There's a tiny little crack on the lens cover, but as it's a cover, I can always replace that, but that hasn't caused a problem. Really clean. Then you get your little carry handle, I don't know what's wrong with me today, carry handle on the top. So yeah, this is a lovely camera. It's quite heavy, it's to keep taking around with you all the time, but really nice camera. So that's the camera that I use in the middle, and I will signpost accordingly. So pop that back over there. And then the last camera, which is I think a really odd little camera, it's the Agfa family Super 8mm camera. So this comes part as a family set, and in the family set you've got this really little lightweight camera. Lovely little design, feels really nice to hold. It might look awkward and a bit strange, but it's really nice to use. So this comes part of a family set, and you've got almost like a viewing projector. So not like your old projectors, but it was like a little screen in it, and you'd run the film along the top of the family set, and then it would kind of show, it would screen it on the lower half. I might actually do a video of that at some point to show you that. So again, yeah, so to load the film into this camera here, there's a little button on the back. Press said button, open up, pop your film in. Quite straightforward. It's another point and shoot, nothing to do with your zooms. You've got your light meter at the bottom there. On the top you've got, I don't know if you can see this, you've got two pictures, so you've got two buttons. One is for a 1 frame shot, and the other one is just a continuously shot. And you've got your settings for sunlight and artificial light there. And you've also got on this side your film meter readings, which also works. So all in all three cameras worked. I wasn't sure if I was using the middle camera, the Canon, the most expensive one, to the best of its ability. I think that there's some settings that I wasn't using, so I'm going to have to go back and fiddle around with that. The Agfa camera and the whole kind of set was like £10. So all in all I've spent less than £100 getting the cameras. The Canon one was worth it because it's such a beautiful thing. But overall, they're the cameras. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what I've shot, and I will put at the top what cameras I was using. So I hope that find out. As I said, you know, I'm not an expert. I'm learning all the time. So please, you know, any tips, any pointers, anything that you'd like me to go over, please let me know. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.